Season 1.5 has just dropped, and with that, it came with a bunch of balance changes, nerfs, and buffs that completely changes some of the meta heroes. In this video, I'm going to be going over what heroes are now good, and with that, let's get straight into it. The hero I want to talk about now will be Thor the Thunder God. He got a recent buff in the latest patch, allowing his awakening to no longer have a delay on him, which is huge for his overall capability in terms of DPS and pressure. Thor already has great access to the backline with his dash ability, and the fact that he's able to shield himself with the hammer, making him a very good off/main tank. Win rate is also really high at a 52.5% here, making him an absolute menace on the battlefield, and he got a buff, so this win rate should only go up this patch, making him one of the best tanks to play. Next up, we have Winter Soldier here. He did not get any changes this patch, and he's already one of the best DPS heroes, and he's able to punish non-shielding tanks very hard. If he pulls them in, he basically can one-shot them along with his team. He has the highest pick rate out of any DPS in the entire game, with a solid win rate of 51.2% here. Makes him an absolute force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. Not only that, but he has an amazing team up with Rocket Raccoon, and Rocket Raccoon has the highest win rate right now out of any healers, and since he did not get changed whatsoever, he should be doing very good this patch. Another thing to note is that with the healer nerf, it makes Bucky's ultimate even stronger, since he won't have to deal with healers just negating his ultimate, making him have higher playmaking potential, and may result in an increase in win rate. Now let's talk about Rocket Raccoon. The best healer, I believe, will be this patch for many reasons. One of those reasons being him having a astonishing 55.1% win rate here. On top of that, his own great mobility and great self-peel. This allows him to be very self-reliant, especially in lower ranks where peel is really non-existent for healers. And people like to play dive characters in lower ranks to kill healers. Playing a healer that has a lot of self-agency is very important. On top of that, he didn't really get any changes this patch, meaning that his win rate should actually theoretically go up since some other healers got a nerf. On top of that, he is one of the best team ups in the game with Winter Soldier and Punisher, giving them that infinite ammo, allowing them to make huge playmaking potential with that insane DPS burst window. Someone who did receive a few nerfs this patch and a small buff is Storm. Now, is this enough to drop her down in the rankings in terms of viability? I highly doubt it. I also asked my top 500 friends, and they also agreed that she is still going to be one of the best DPSs to play. Right now, before the nerf, she had an astonishing and illegal 57.48% win rate. That is absolutely insanity for a win rate in a game. Way too high. So the nerfs will probably bring this down by a little bit, but she'll still probably have top 3 win rate in terms of DPS in the game. Not only that, but her ultimate is great for playmaking potential. Her empowering her teammates allow for certain thresholds to be hit with characters on their team, allowing for more bursty one-shot combinations, making her not only a huge DPS threat, but a huge utility option as well for her teammates. Next up, I want to talk about Groot. I am so Groot, baby. This man is got a slight buff this patch with the increased wall range, but he is very good at area denial, and I think he's really strong on certain maps, like the map where you're currently watching, where you're able to block out a whole door and absolutely screw over the enemy team. He also, I think, has one of the best ults for a tank in the game, where if you can hit a massive AoE ult, you can completely one-shot a group of people, absolutely frying their health bars. He doesn't have the best win rate, sitting at a 49% here. Not the best, but I think the buff will make it go up like a bit. Groot also seems to do better at higher ranks than he does in lower rank, probably because wall placement on Groot is just so important for his overall success in his gameplay. I think Magneto this patch will be very strong, simply because he now has a huge one-shot threshold where he can left, right, left click into completely obliterating squishy health bars such as healers and low health DPS, giving him some nasty burst windows. The problem is that they did nerf his overall survivability by nerfing his shield uptime. Now, this may be a problem in some instances, but I think the fact that he has anti-dive measures, his ultimate can completely shut down, like the Punisher ult, for example, and can turn the tide of the battlefield is so important. On top of that, if he's able to get a one-shot on a squishy, that can also completely change the tide of the game and having that potential in your kit I think is so important. Now his win rate is not the best at a 48% here, but I think that will go actually up this patch because of that insane burst window. I do think he'll be better at higher ranks simply because hitting his one-shot combo will be relatively difficult to do, and that will only really see more consistency at the higher level. If you want to play a diving DPS, I recommend learning Magic. Magic right now has the highest win rate out of any diving DPS at a whopping 55.29%. This is also illegal and should not exist. She is an absolute monster with her insane kill pressure in the backline. Now she did receive a nerf this patch, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to really drop that win rate down too much, and she will still have some of the highest kill pressure and dive potential out of any dive carry. If you don't want to play Magic, Black Panther is another really good option as well. Now let's talk about the thing here, a brand new hero in Marvel Rivals, and kind of like the dark horse, since there's no data on him, it's just pure speculation of how good he's going to be. Personally, me and my friends all think he'll be a very solid tank, especially since he cannot be displaced. Now he can still be stunned. Do keep in mind, he can be stunned, but he cannot be pulled, knocked back, or anything like that. So against certain heroes, I think he'll be a very good counter. He has a lot of self-shielding with his dash, jumping ability, which gives him damage reduction, which is insanely valuable. And whenever he holds up his punch, he gets another shield, giving him a lot of self-shielding. His ult can actually have a one-shot combination to low health carries. If you do a double punch into an ult, into a charged fist, you can one-shot a lot of people under 250 HP. Next, I want to talk about Namor. I think Namor is actually a very good pick, but only reactively. So he has to either be paired with Luna Snow or only picked into dive heavy comps. I think he's bad without Luna Snow or into like non-dive comps. He's able to shut down Spider-Man, Magic, Black Panther with relative ease, especially with the Luna Snow combination. Having his little minions not only slow them, but them having a never miss, kill those very high mobile carries. His win rate is not the best, sitting at a 48% here. He did not get any changes, no buffs or nerfs this patch, so he still should be very good in these situations. Next up, let's talk about my boy Captain America, the man who represents freedom itself. He got a few buffs this patch. One, he is now able to finally block while jumping. This is huge for not only the gameplay feeling more smooth, but it is nice for the extra survivability it gives him. On top of that, he has a projectile speed increase to his shield throw, which should make it easier to land, sitting at a respectable 51% win rate, which is really nice, and it should only go up this patch with these latest buffs. On top of that, he can create a lot of pressure in the backline with his ult, Freedom Charge, providing a lot of space and allowing him to stick on the payload for as long as humanly possible, just being a nuisance. Someone who I think has been slept on is gotta be Mantis. Mantis has actually been dominating the battlefield in terms of healer win rate, sitting at a respectable 52.44%, sitting either at the second or third highest healer win rate in majority of the ranks. She has great utility with being able to not only heal, but give damage boost to her fellow teammates, allowing for certain pushes to go better. They can easily hit their thresholds and kill the enemy team much better. On top of that, she didn't get any nerfs or buffs this patch to her ultimate or abilities, allowing her to rise up once again because other healer ultimates such as Luna Snow got nerfed, making it cost more. This will make her ultimate come up more often than other healer ults, making her have slight windows of opportunity that the other healers would not have. She also has a huge sleep ability, stopping flankers right in their tracks, allowing her teammates to turn around and kill those flankers and get a pick, which can result in another push opportunity. Our final hero on the list will be Luna Snow. Now, I do believe Luna Snow will rise up in popularity once again because of some of the other nerfs. She also has one of the best support ults in the game that basically makes you invincible from pretty much all types of damage except Hawkeye's headshot, for example. Her utility through her ult will still always make her have a spot as one of the best healers. On top of that, she has great synergy with Namor, like I mentioned earlier. She is the reason why Namor, in my opinion, is so good. She'll either be banned for a healer reason or because she's too good with Namor. She does have a low win rate of 47.88%, but don't let that fool you since her pick rate is still extremely high at 17%, so she must be doing something right. And with that, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. It means a lot to me. Hit that like button, subscribe. Let me know who you think deserves to be on this list and who you thought I overhyped.